Did I hear a whisper in the dark? Did we hear voices in the courtroom? Was there something rocking around upstairs? Grab a snack and help us unpack all that and more. It's time for Ghost Files Debrief! Thank you for joining us. I'm Ryan Bergara, and that thing over there is my colleague Shane Madej. Shane.
Each week, we look back at our most compelling evidence, behind-the-scenes moments, and answer your burning questions.
This week, our episode is sponsored by Get Your Guide.
This episode is brought to you by Get Your Guide. Today, our ghost hunting took us all the way down to the Whaley House in San Diego, where we immersed ourselves in one of the world's most notorious paranormal locations. You know, filming on location here was amazing, and if you're interested in having a haunted adventure at the Whaley House of your own, you can book your trip easily with Get Your Guide. Get Your Guide offers great prices on tickets from top sites to one-of-a-kind local tours like the Whaley House. They offer over 60,000 curated experiences in more than 3,600 destinations worldwide. So, if you're not so into the haunted scene, you'll still be able to find the perfect trip tailored to you, like, let's say, a dinner cruise in Paris. Get Your Guide's experiences are provided by knowledgeable local experts, and they also offer self-guided tours for our solo trip enthusiasts. Setting up your trip is easy from either your computer or your phone. You can book, download, and access your tickets all in one place. No printing required. Use our link on your computer or phone and choose from the thousands of suggestions available. Find what excites you. Perhaps a taco and tequila tour along with a visit to the Whaley House. Boom! You're already set for an unforgettable experience. The best thing about Get Your Guide? Well, they know that not everything goes according to plan, which I know also. I know a thing or two about that. I'm a ghost hunter, apparently. That's why they always offer 24/7 support and free cancellation up to 24 hours before your trip. Isn't that sweet of them? Unlock your next adventure with Get Your Guide today. Head to the link in the description to get started on the unforgettable experience you deserve. Now, back to the debrief. Wow, thanks, Get Your Guide.
So we went back to the Whaley House. This time they remembered who we were.
Yeah, I'd say they did.
Oh, I'm just saying because the last time we went there, not doing a shoot, we did expect a hero's welcome. And we walked up to the ticket booth all triumphant.
We were kind of peeking in, expecting for them
our
to
chest
sort of,
out, yeah.
just like, yes, come on in, sirs.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, just keeping an eye on the place, you know?
Exactly. And they gave us basically this stare back.
And what'd they say?
Ticket booth is over there, gents. And they had no idea who we were. And I was in shock, honestly. It was like one of those moments where you say hello to somebody, you're like, hey, Brad. And Brad doesn't remember your name, so they do that kind of, what's up, man?
Yeah.
And you know that they know that you know.
Yeah.
They don't know who the fuck you are.
They welcomed us with open arms this time. You know, the time we went there to revisit, it might have just been, someone working a summer shift, they don't know who these knuckleheads are.
They should have had our pictures posted.
I mean, they should have. They should take down some of the historical photographs they have in there and put ours up instead.
Right. Good times. We got a lot of good stuff this episode.
Always nice to be back. It's a beautiful part of town.
It's great. I love San Diego. I love Old Town San Diego in particular. And it's a lovely house, other than the fact that it's infested with ghouls. You know?
Well,
that's why they called us.
That's right. Because we kill them, we capture them, we bag and tag them.
And we put them in the Boogoo Containment Unit, which, as you know, powers Watcher Entertainment. So keep watching the show, otherwise we will let the ghouls out and it will get ugly. The whole world covered with slime.
This is a threat.
It's a promise, actually. And now a debrief of our investigation of the Whaley House, starting with the evidence.
Ooh, the evidence. Isn't that fun to get all that great evidence?
That's right. I mean, and some of this evidence, you just take it, you put it in your mouth, you're just going, that's some tasty evidence, god damn! You know?
Yeah.
Anyways, let's start with the high whisper that I got in my solo investigation. That's the voice of somebody who's already dead. Oh, shit! I hear some rustling. I don't like that. Remember, Oh! Whoa! Whoa! I just heard hi. Who is that? Oh my God. Hello? Please don't show yourself. Do not show yourself.
Yeah, that's a whisper, huh?
It was. Now, this is one of the rare instances where you hear an EVP live.
Hi.
Kind of
Sort
sounded
that.
like
It's like that cat we met at Disneyland.
Exactly. Yes, that funny little cat that spoke to me at Disneyland. Basically, we were at Disneyland. We were at a tiki bar. There was a table in front of us. We're chilling, having drinks. Cat comes up, starts sniffing my little sock, looks up at me, and I look down at it. And at the moment I look down at it, I hear, "Hi." And I was like, "Did that cat just speak to me?" And I was like, "Shh, this cat just spoke to me." And then a second later, a child crawled under the table. There was a little kid under the table that said hi. So I wasn't.
Which, frankly,
crazy.
even scarier.
Yeah, it was weird.
When a little child is beneath the table
Especially,
and says, "Hi."
I didn't know who the child was. I almost threw my tiki drink at his face, but it would have been a waste of a good painkiller, which is my favorite tiki drink. Take note.
Anyway, this was much like that. This was a hi.
It was very clear. I actually really appreciated the fact that Shane tried to say hi again in the episode to scare me because it made the other hi just even better.
When did I say hi to you?
So because like the wall, this is a small house, so they could hear me screaming outside.
Yeah.
And I'm screaming, something just said hi. So Shane outside the walls goes, hi, again to try and capitalize on me already being scared.
That one didn't work though.
No, and it's great because you could hear the clear difference between what a hi would sound like outside versus a hi inside, and I think that's amazing.
That's ghosts. That's ghosts.
I mean, it's a pretty clear hi, dude. I don't know what else you want
No, I mean
to
it's
say.
not clear because you had to listen. You had to listen very intently, and it could be
Actually,
any
not listening intently. I heard it on the site.
You heard it on the site.
It's scary. I heard it so clearly on the site. I was convinced that it was you. So when you did the second hi, I was like, oh, clearly the first one was his. I also want to make that clear because watching the episode, it could get confusing. There was, in fact, an actual hi that happened, and then Shane did a fake one after to try and scare me. There was two highs.
That's right. I gotta have my fun, you know?
And I gotta get my evidence, and I got my evidence. And as I said, it was
Do it again.
It was just, that is delicious. Oh my God. Give me more. Could I get a second serving
It looks
later?
like there's still some sauce on those fingers here.
Oh, wait.
What?
Oh my God.
Get it all. Get it all. Oh.
Let's move on to the next piece of evidence. This is the EVP of died in the courtroom.
Turn off the light.
That would be an interesting
Just a regular Selena. There's plenty of Selenas.
That's true.
Gomez.
Selena Gomez. She's still alive as far as I know, though.
Yeah, yes. Or maybe she's not.
No, that would be a horrible way to break that news. Did you catch that voice too? Here it is again. A horrible way to break that news.
This is not a hi, this is a died.
This is a died, this is later. We did not hear this on site.
So this isn't it's a...
Well, the hi was like, hi. It's pretty creepy. I suspect it was Violet. But the died, pretty good. We got a lot of good EVPs actually in the courtroom. This house was just active the entire time we were there. Let's move on to the rocking chair creep. You could very easily push me down these stairs if that's something you're into.
If you get him at the right angle, that little antenna on the REM pod could impale him. That'd be funny.
Wait, quiet. Are you moving around? Is somebody moving around in this house?
Me? What do you hear up there? You got wild eyes.
Dude, it's, oh my God, all the hair standing up on my... Is there a rocking chair up here? One of my favorite moments in investigating this season where I say actually in the episode, is there a rocking chair up here? And because it sounded like a rocking chair and you could actually pick it up on our audio recorder. And of course there was a rocking chair, and what's in the rocking chair? But a doll.
A little baby doll.
Creepy.
I love all the doll content we've got this season. They're so freaky, you know?
Just like I said, the whole house was active. Yeah, I mean, do you have any thoughts on the creaks? You're gonna say it's a house.
It's you're right. It's a house.
Yeah, it's an old house.
It's an old house in a busy neighborhood.
Well,
what do you want? You know,
it's
not haunted and ghosts aren't real. We had a great time. Ryan found a lot of stuff on his little toys.
They're not toys.
We're rounding the end of the season here. You know, normally that's when I'm sort of like, hey, yeah, really fun. This is all bullshit. Aren't we having a good time here?
An audio recorder is not a toy. We're just picking up what's there. And if there's a voice there, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm tired of people. I'm tired of people.
Jesus Christ, man. I don't think Shane's hair is even blonde. It's just going gray.
No, the thing is, like, all the Shaniacs out there, they're pretty quiet for the most part. I just get people, I get the Bergaras online being like,
Shaniacs
well,
are
explain
quiet.
this. And I'm like, I don't have to explain anything. I don't have to explain anything. You have to explain to me how any of this is based in science.
I mean,
Start there.
it's not so much that it's based in science. It's more just we heard a voice. There was nobody there, so what's the voice?
What's our next piece of evidence? REM pod!
Not a good answer.
REM pod!
Also, the REM pod, we got some activity on those stairs as well, and we also got the compass moving, which also
I'm
is
not buying that one, though.
Yeah, because he freaking didn't record it.
Oh, you friggin'
By the
didn't
way,
even record it, dude!
This whole season, we've just been roasting Shane in our in our edit sessions because we're always like, oh, we need a different angle here. Let's go to Shane's cam, and it's usually just recording his shoes or like recording a
I'm
wall.
recording you for most of it, but then when we're doing stuff very intently, sometimes I'll not pay attention to it, or I'll zoom in very, very close to your face because I think it's funny in a sort of American Beauty sort of
Here's a
way.
direct quote from Sam Young, who's our post supervisor. She actually does a lot of work editing most of these debriefs. She'll enjoy this. This is a direct quote from her. Shane Madej is the worst cameraman I've ever seen.
That's why all my shows are locked down.
It's just because, like, of course we're on the stairs. I have the compass, and apparently if the compass spins around, you know, because
It's the dumbest bullshit in the world. If a compass isn't even like remotely, if it's just barely not level, guess what? It's gonna be spinning.
It's not gonna spin like the way it was.
Sure it would.
I don't think it would.
It depends how you're moving it, but unless
But I
it's
wasn't moving it. I
flat
had
on
it.
a table, or like you're just
I
holding
had it right
very
here. I had it holding right here.
Did you pick it up?
No,
Where'd
this
you
is
grab it from?
This is the bottom of the stairs. We were just sitting there,
bottom of the stairs.
and we would have had it on camera.
And it was spinning like the devil done it.
It span like twice. I don't even know if span's a word. Spun. It spun twice. And Shane, he's off looking at the lanterns and shit like that. Like, it's crazy. And then
You didn't even say anything. You were just
I did, and I was like, oh, the compass.
And then I snapped
compass
it.
spinning.
Also, not a great camera. Okay.
The compass is spinning, and Shane, I was like,
Okay.
Shane was like, I'm sorry, I didn't get it. And he laughed.
Because it's look, all due respect, you've got a pretty good, you're pretty discerning when it comes to the tools that you use.
That's right.
And I'm pretty disappointed that you think a compass spinning around is even remotely compelling. It's to me, it's akin with dowsing rods. It's fully dependent on you moving stuff.
Yeah, but if I'm holding it like this, and it's,
Yeah,
I
and
don't
it
have
spun
I don't-
around
I don't-
twice.
Yes, it did.
It spun around twice.
I don't know what to tell you, man. It did.
That sounds really scary.
It is scary.
Yeah.
We had a REM pod session also in the theater, which was very fun.
I'm liking what I'm seeing. Bravo! Yeah, come
Very
on
good.
now.
Very
Oh,
good.
that's incredible.
Encore. Encore.
Encore. Hey, whoa.
Oh yeah!
Yeah.
Oh yeah! Woo, yeah!
Now that's a show, folks.
No more? Just silence now, huh?
Yes, we'd love to see more flashing lights. Come on.
Okay.
Pulling out all the tricks on this one.
We got a ghost to perform for us, essentially. And then it also liked our performance as well. And Shane, mid-session, started to have some sort of obsession with backflips, which he also mentioned later. He can't, maybe it's because he can't do backflips.
No, I can't do a back somersault.
That's the same thing, isn't it?
No, somersault, you're on the ground. Back flip, you're fully in
Oh, I see.
standing.
You
I
mentioned-
can do those infinitely.
Yeah, you can for sure.
Yeah.
But the back somersault you couldn't do because you had a big tummy as a kid.
I had a big tummy as a kid.
Which
I was
elicited
a portly little boy in my youth, and then God grabbed to the top of my head
and
and
just
went,
stretched you. Yeah,
like
it
taffy.
just stretched you out into this Gumby-like creature. All right, that's enough of the evidence. Let's move on to the next segment called Cutting Room Floor. Okay, so this is a segment where we show you things that didn't make it in the episode, but we wish they did. And this week we have a great piece of evidence from Sam Gilbert.
I had just finished my tour of the Whaley House and decided to walk to the graveyard where Yankee Jim is buried. I was taking pictures because it's pretty cool there and pretty historic, and after a few minutes I was alone in the graveyard and started to have this really creepy feeling like something was watching me. I got the heck out of there pretty fast, and then when I got home and was looking at the pictures, I noticed in one of them it looks like there's a ghost or spirit reaching out from behind a tree. It was pretty creepy, and I hope you guys find something there.
So Sam sent us in a photo where they saw a little person peeking out behind this tree. Let's see if we can recapture it. Let's try and debunk it. What does it look like when you stick your head from out there? Okay, let me zoom in actually a little bit.
Why don't we walk around with that SLS, see if we can find any little skeletons
Well, I'd love that.
crawling out of their graves.
Why would we find skeletons in a cemetery?
Playing the ribs like
Can we take
xylophones.
it seriously? Can we take it seriously?
Come on, no, we
Kidding. I'm
can't.
just
Okay.
kidding. I'm just kidding. Ghostbusters.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is actually the tree right here where the little face
Keep
was.
your eyes on the screen, Ryan.
Now, just to prove it, here's Shane's little skeleton right there. Look at him doing his little dance. Good demonstration. Oh, yeah. All right, your turn.
Take it away. Nothing, huh?
Nothing. Nothing. Oh.
I'm imagining a ghost being like, oh, and then just disappearing.
Right back into their grave.
Oh, there was again. You're blowing it.
Spooky little face behind a tree.
That's right.
Love
Spooky
that.
little
Love
face
that photo.
behind the tree.
One of my favorite recreation photos too.
Yeah, it's obviously we didn't put this in because, you know, look, I'm obviously the resident believer, lead investigator on the show, and Shane's explanation of, well, that could just be a neighborhood child behind a tree is pretty sound because it was in fact outside. So, I mean, as much as I'd like to believe, like, it's quite possible that Sam was out there and taking a picture, did not see anybody. And,
Yeah.
you know, and maybe, but in this particular case, it's different when the location itself is not locked down. This cemetery is open to the public. Anybody could be there at any time. We're not inside the Whaley House with just him and I, you know, Shane and I, like we do in our investigations. So if you can't lock down the investigation, it's a little harder for me to...
I will say in Sam's defense that if you were out there in that graveyard taking that photo and someone was behind the tree, you'd probably see them, unless they were just taking it very casually and didn't notice till later and didn't really have the time to look. But based on where we took the photo and where the tree was, if someone was there, they probably would have noticed them. But
I think it might be one of those situations where maybe, and maybe I'm wrong, but maybe Sam took the picture and then they were looking at it later. And
Yeah,
they saw
yeah.
it, and they're like, oh, wait, I don't remember anybody there. But there could have been some kind of like neighborhood rapscallion behind that tree, just like.
or Sam lied or photoshopped.
I don't think Sam lied. Finally, it's time for the last section of the show. Qua.
This is Q&A for all that.
Qua. Qua!
It's qua.
Qua, 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 qua!
Qua.
Everyone's quawing at home. and
Are
we're
you all
quawing.
are you all quawing along?
When I say qua, you say qua.
Qua.
Qua!
Well,
Oh,
you said it
yeah,
too.
I did.
now you have
I
to
got
do
too
it
excited.
one
Sorry.
more time.
When I say qua, you say qua. Qua! This is where we answer questions directly from you guys, the viewers at home, including 2 questions every week exclusively from our patrons over on patreon.com/watcher, which you can head on over to, and maybe you might get a better chance to be on Ghost Files Debrief because we're picking questions from a smaller pool of people.
That's right, and you can watch the episodes a day early over there, which is kind of neat.
That's true. Unless we're really behind. And you know what?
So far this season, no.
Every one of them, we've gotten them out early. Let's go to the first question. You got one fired up there, big boy?
Matt Harkin from Patreon says, looks like there's an empty bracket on the helmet. Did Shane break it? And how many times off camera did Shane hit the helmet on a door frame? Which empty bracket is there on the helmet? Is it the weights in the back?
Oh yeah, so we were experimenting with having weights to offset the weight of the front load, the front heaviness of it.
Frankly, I liked the weights.
The weights helped because it balanced out. It made your head heavier in general, but I mean, when you have a head that's your size, I guess it was an extra couple pounds. But for me, it was a little tough.
Yeah, because you got a little tiny head.
No, I got a
proportional. It's proportional
Well,
to your tiny body.
I got a normal human size proportional head. Shane, can't wear beanies.
So if you look at the watcherstore.com, we've got a wonderful series of merch, a great line, some great Ghost Files stuff. You'll never see me modeling any of our hats.
That's
because
right.
they simply don't fit my head.
No, and it's also infringes upon his contract with Jack in the Box, where he sells Jumbo Jacks, because he's, of course, their mascot.
You son of a bitch.
Evan O. How do y'all go through all of the audio and listen for things? I feel like with how loud you have to play it to hear some things after 6 hours, it'll blow your eardrums, LOL. You know what, Evan? You're right. And in fact, sometimes I worry that I've developed tinnitus, to be honest, because I have had several instances where the audio was so loud, all of a sudden that like my ears literally rang for a little bit after, and
That's bad.
I've been concerned. And we also have an in-house paranormal investigator in addition to myself who does the primary look through of all of the footage and the audio, a goddamn hero, Rebecca Castaneda. She does a great job stringing out all the evidence. It was something that for a long time I did just by myself, and I lost my mind eventually. So thank God for her, and the two of us together drive everyone else in the office crazy. But shout out to Rebecca. Moving on to...
Go over to Tubetown?
We should go over to Tubetown, yeah.
A little Titikwa?
Titikwa, let's do it.
This is from The Last Guardian. What advice would you like to give to aspiring ghost hunters? Perhaps something you wish you'd known earlier in your ghost hunting careers. Keep up the spooky work. Sending good vibes from India.
Honestly, it's a very boring profession, to be honest. You're probably distracted from that because of all the goofy yuck-em-ups we do in these places, but it's a lot of sitting in silence, waiting for something to happen, asking questions and getting no responses. You guys should see the distilled version of that, which is hard to believe because the episodes are an hour long, but I guess the advice I would give is just go in knowing you're gonna have to be very patient. And also, I don't know, I don't know if it's the best career choice, to
That's
be
sort
honest.
of the route that I was gonna take, you know. Maybe start as a hobby. Eventually we got our masters in ghoul hunting.
That's right.
But
Well, I have my doctorate.
You have your doctorate, yes, yes.
That's why I am Dr. Bergara.
He is a ghost doctor.
No, just a doctor.
But, we didn't go to get our bachelor's degrees in ghost hunting, unless you did, is that?
No, I think they saw that I was too advanced for that.
Yeah.
So they just let me skip straight to the next level,
Yeah.
right to grad school. Let's go to Grahamtown. How about that? We got one question from Instagram. What's going on with that Instagram? His on fire with 3 Fs. Says, hey Ryan and hey Shane and Ryan for the hey Shane and Ryan for the Q&A. Having watched literally all your ghost hunts, I've always thought that the supposedly haunted museums you guys visit were a lot less disturbing than the decrepit prisons and asylums or murder houses you've gone into, just because of the fact that they're now nice museums and kind of have lost their spooky touch, so to speak. Is it the same for you guys, or have there been museums you've visited that were equally unsettling as the more visually horrifying places? Huge fan. Hashtag Shaniac, hashtag Debrief, hashtag Q&A, hashtag Ryan is cool too. Well,
Great work on the hashtag.
Lots of good hashtagging. By the way, I'm just gonna slice this in here. We are still trying to figure out a name for people who are on the fence. We could call them whatever, I suppose, but if maybe we'll have a contest. This is my call out to you. If you comment on the next Ghost Files episode with a name for in-betweeners and you chosen...
Why not this?
What do you mean?
Why not comment on the debrief?
Oh yeah, you're right. Comment on this one. Yeah, comment on this debrief. There you go. So far, the person in the lead, and I did not screenshot them, so I'm sorry, but someone suggested in-betweeners.
It's a mouthful.
It's a lot.
It's a mouthful.
But it is fun.
I don't hate it.
Until then, we're going to go with cheek splitters.
Comment below. Upvote the ones you like. Give them a little like. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. Have these museums, are they not as scary to you?
They're not. We mentioned this when we were out on tour, and again, a big thank you to everyone who came out to see us live. You know, you gotta respect places that are keeping things tidy. But I want for grime, you know? I love the grime and filth. When we were at St. Ignatius, I was like, now this place is fucking filthy, and I love it.
Sometimes there are places that are so pristine that it actually makes them scarier to me. It's weird, but one of the things that creeped me out most as a kid was that scene from the Titanic when they are going through the hull of the ship when it's all gross, and then it transforms into this like very pristine Titanic. I don't know why, but that always really creeped me out because it just made me think like, oh, I bet you all those ghosts are trapped in that sunken ship.
Yeah.
It's a fucked up sequence.
Yeah, it is. Are those ghosts down there?
Yeah, also really weird. that
Yeah.
yeah, it's also really weird that everyone in that dream sequence is like all dressed up in like tuxedos, and then Liaw is still in his shitty,
Well,
fucking
he's the way that
shitty suspenders.
So is what he was looking like when she first met him. You know,
true.
That's who he is. He's not the fancy boy. She loves who he is underneath all that, and underneath all that,
She did see it too.
she saw it. Oh, in the car.
Yeah, in the car. The car was foggy. That car was foggy. I actually saw that car recently. I went to the James Cameron Museum and I saw the handprint and I was like, oh my God. All right, well, let's move on from that question. I hope that sufficed. Going to Twitter, TT Qua here, Twitter town. Catboy Shikaje
Okay.
says, when you were making music upstairs, the silly instrument part, was that scripted at all? Because if it wasn't, I think it's a great idea to do it every hunt. In my experience, spirits, like animals and babies, enjoy music just as much as we do. Could make for some fun evidence, LMAO. It's funny that you think that was scripted, because it was definitely not. And
Do animals and babies like music? I know babies do, because you put on a little Mozart and then they become geniuses. But animals? Because sometimes they sing to Obi and he doesn't get it.
Obi seems like a miserable cat.
Oh, he's great. He's living his best life. You sing to your dogs through
That's right.
through a wrapping
Yeah,
paper
yeah.
tube?
My dogs don't like the music I play because it's exclusively played through one of those Christmas wrapping paper tubes, the one that's left over.
So what do you do?
And I go,
Wait, do they do that thing that dogs do when they're surprised where they go like,
no.
you know that though? Where they're like,
No, my dogs do that thing where like the Michael Myers thing where he moves his head, where he just goes. Moving on to another question. You want to go to another tweet qua?
Kendall Roy, wow, what an honor, says, have you ever considered trying a multiple day investigation, like 2 or 3 days at a place?
No.
No,
What's wrong with you?
Unless we're investigating in Hawaii or something.
Okay, yeah, you know what? We might need a full 3 days for
Or
Hawaii.
Orlando, you know what I'm saying?
We gotta investigate that tiki bar on the shores of Waikiki Beach.
That's right. No, it would be incredibly boring. It would be really, 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 really boring and long. But I'd be down. I don't think we should ever do it.
No, yeah, maybe for like some kind of crazy.
It's so fucking boring.
Like if we had to sleep there for 3 days.
What would we do? Would we bring a laptop and watch some movies or something?
I think eventually we would just break out into Nintendo Switch and start playing
Yeah.
Smash Bros or some
Well, I
shit.
was gonna
like
say Animal Crossing, but to each their own.
Tube Town.
Tube Town.
No, TT Qua again. This comes from Secundus Romanus. After Slane and Nod, Shane seemed a bit spooked. Did that genuinely get to him? Has he found any evidence actually unsettling? The moment where we asked what happened in this room, and it said Slane, and then we said, did it happen in this room? And they said Nod. Or did it happen right there? And then Nod. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I gotta say, if it ever seems like I'm genuinely spooked by something in these episodes, I'm probably just bored or not paying attention.
Yeah.
I have legitimately not been spooked by anything. I don't remember this moment. I can go back and rewatch it, but
It's pretty good. It's a pretty scary moment because after that I'm just like, okay, well, I'm going to get out of this room. And then we also saw Paige.
And I also like to feed into Ryan's fear a little bit because there's, and he eats it right up. He eats it right up.
Sometimes I do.
It's a fine line. We've talked about it throughout the season, and we'll continue to tiptoe. But we got to keep him. We got to keep the old Berguzler spooked over here.
All right, well, that wraps up this investigation. Thank you guys for tuning in to the most recent episode of Ghost Files and also this debrief. And remember to watch the next episode of Ghost Files, which is this Friday, where we go to Missouri to the Hobo Hill House. It's a good one. You guys are really going to like it. It's a fun house.
It's a fun house. And
Oh, also, but before you go, you got to remember to submit those questions on Patreon, YouTube, Twitter, or Instagram, and perhaps you'll be on the next episode of Debrief.
that's right. And again, if you'd like more behind... We're getting to the end of the season. I'm getting emotional.
Oh, God.
If you'd like...
Oh,
If you...
no, it's okay, man. We're going to get through it together.
If you'd like more behind-the-scenes content and to see Ghost Files episodes early, considering becoming a member of our wonderful Patreon community, we'll see you next week for the season finale.
Of Ghost Files Debrief. And also, we are going to be showing fan art next
That's
week.
exciting.
From all of the great fan art that we've gotten from this season of Ghost Files. And just want to say something.
Huh?
I realize we're not dressed up in Halloween costumes
fuck!
right now. We're not.
Yeah, we did the math wrong. We thought that this week was airing, but we thought next week's episode was airing before Halloween. It's not.
It's actually, this should have been the Halloween episode, and I know some of you guys are fans of us dressing up like we did that one time on Unsolved Postmortem where we dressed up as Double Vision Classic. To make up for it, we will dress up in Halloween costumes for the next debrief, even though we recognize that will be on November 2nd, and I know by then most of you are already
I'm done with
all
Halloween.
over. Yeah, everyone's already
You know,
all
I'm-
over Santa Claus's ball sack.
Oh,
by
I'm
then.
all over
You're
it.
hanging off
I'm-
of it.
I'm
You're
like,
swinging.
But I think in the spirit of the season finale, it also feels appropriate. It's a spooky show. We can get, you just deal with spookies for 2 more days, and then we can all go full holiday. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
Yeah.
I think you guys will be very, well, you might be disappointed by our costumes. I don't know what they're going to be yet, but they're going to be good.
We've got a few ideas. We'll have fun.
Anyways, make sure you also leave some suggestions for the in-betweeners or the in-betweeners, and maybe we'll credit you with that as well. All right, that's enough. Get out of here.
Come on, get!